History is full of kings, emperors, and rulers who loved to feast, wallow in wine, and stage spectacles for their own whims. But Marcus Aurelius is in a different league altogether. He wasn't someone who sat on the throne for the sake of fanfare and ego inflation. He was born amidst gold, but he didn't let it cling to his soul. He could have had it all: sumptuous banquets, endless pleasures, slavish flattery. But he chose a path that would have seemed madness to most. He chose discipline, he chose morality, he chose service to the people, and not to his own belly and whims. While other emperors reveled in the bloody spectacles of the Colosseum, Marcus Aurelius acted as if any murder in the arena were a rift in the soul of the empire. He saw his power not as a crown, but as a heavy responsibility, almost a sacred duty. He wasn't perfect, but he was a rare man who truly tried to live as he taught. And this is precisely what elevates him above most rulers of all time. His wisdom hasn't faded with time. It still hits the mark, directly, accurately, and painfully honestly. The Stoics didn't play spiritual gurus. They didn't sell magic methods for happiness. They spoke the harsh truth. The world doesn't have to be the way you want it to be. Epictetus, a former slave, by the way, laid it all out so clearly that there's simply nothing to argue with. There are things you control, and there are things that, what the hell can you do with them? Your speech, your thoughts, your decisions, your reactions, they are your field, your fortress. The weather, people, other people's words, crises, politics, past events, all are beyond your control. But here's the paradox. People spend almost their entire lives worrying not about what they can change, but what's completely beyond their control. You can rage at a traffic jam for hours, but the traffic jam won't go away. You can curse fate for years, but it won't change the scenario just to satisfy your complaints. You can tremble before the future, but it will still come as it pleases. The Stoics don't say, "Drop everything and go to the mountains." No, they say, "Stop ruining your life with things you have no control over." This thought isn't just smart, it's liberating. As long as you try to control what's not yours, you're a slave. As soon as you shift your attention to what's truly in your hands, you're free. Do you want inner peace? First, acknowledge there is something you hold on to, and there's something that's not yours. And then life becomes more honest, simpler, and much calmer. Here's the trick. People love to complain that the world controls them, but the funniest thing is they hand over the keys to their heads to anyone. We get nervous over random people's words. We get angry over other people's actions. We worry about decisions that aren't even ours. We allow events, people, moods, comments to control us like puppets. And then we say, "This is enough for me. It's broken me. It's driving me crazy." No, brother, you allowed it. You pulled the strings yourself, and now you're surprised they're being pulled.
The Stoics put it bluntly. If you want to be free, stop focusing on what's not in your control. When you focus on the external, on people's opinions, on unpredictable situations, on fears, on expectations, on how it should be, you become the perfect target for any blow of fate. And life will beat you down until you understand you don't control the world, only your attitude toward it. We become puppets of fate, not because the world is cruel, but because we voluntarily surrender our positions, ourselves. Stop feeding what destroys you. Stop looking where you have no power. When you stop reacting to external nonsense, it will lose its power over you. And then something so rare today will appear. Inner, genuine, not false peace. Marcus Aurelius didn't live in a warm bath. His life is one of wars, epidemics, conspiracies, betrayal, the death of loved ones, political turmoil, and responsibility for millions of people. Any other ruler would have long since become a nervous wreck, but Marcus held himself as if he were standing on a rock, not amidst a storm. Why? Because he understood a simple but brutal truth. If it's not in my control, it has no power over me. Here's a paradox that most people never grasp. The more you cling to what you can't change, the weaker you become. The clearer you understand your limits, the stronger you stand. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste his energy on hysterics, predictions, or wishes for everything to be different. He devoted his energy to what truly depended on him: to be fair, to be honest, to maintain sanity, to defend the empire, to think clearly, to act correctly. This was what gave him the incredible ability to overcome trials without internal destruction. He believed, if you can handle today, then you can handle tomorrow. If you can weather one storm, you can weather the next. His equanimity is not coldness. It is the mastery of self-control when everything around you is spinning out of control. And that's where all the power lies. Not being a stone, but being a person who knows that events won't break his core, only he himself. Seneca said, "We suffer more in our imagination than in reality." And really, half of our anxiety comes from the movies you make up for yourself. The future hasn't even arrived yet, and you've imagined 1,000 ways things will go to hell. A Stoic doesn't try to control what's beyond his control, because control over the future is an illusion. There's only now, and what you can do in this moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never let the future worry you." And he was right, After all, if you can handle what's already piled up today, you can handle what's coming tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow is just another today just carried forward. A Stoic understands strength doesn't suddenly appear in the future, it's formed in each of your nows. If you learn to withstand a blow today, you've already created someone who can withstand tomorrow. So there's no point in trembling before what doesn't yet exist. You will face everything that will be with the same mind, the same heart, and the same fucking character that helps you live today.
The past, has already burned and flown away with the smoke of the fire. It's beyond your control. You can't rewrite it, undo it, or bring it back. But you can control your attitude toward it. Pain, regret, anger, they're your choice. You can dwell on them and let the past rule you, or you can take the lessons and use them to become stronger. Every mistake, every loss, every damned failure, it's a tool, that makes you smarter, hardens you, and prepares you for the next day. The past doesn't define you unless you let it. It merely becomes fuel for growth and wisdom. So stop regretting and whining. Look at it as training for the real you. Here's the brutal truth, Trying to relive the past is like catching the wind in a net. Total bullshit. You think you control events by reliving them over and over, but in reality, you're only wasting your energy and nerves. The past doesn't come back. It's gone, and no amount of regret, replaying, or what-ifs will change that. The longer you dwell on it, the less energy you have left for the present, for life, for the actions that truly matter. A Stoic views the past as a teacher, not a prison. It can teach you, show you your mistakes, and strengthen your character. But it shouldn't define who you are today or who you will become tomorrow. Stop feeding yourself illusions of control. Free yourself and move forward. Marcus Aurelius asked a question that hits you right in the head. Can something be a true disaster if it doesn't break your humanity and virtues? Death, loss, failure, they're not the end of the world, duh. A true disaster is when you lose your mind, your conscience, your courage, or your ability to act correctly. Everything else is just noise that tries to distract you from the essence. And here's the trick. People scream, "Disaster!" But in reality, their disaster is their reaction, their attitude, their fear, not the situation itself. Want to be strong? Stop calling disasters what simply tests you. True disaster is losing yourself in the process. Everything else is just character training. The past isn't a dusty diary entry, It's a guide to life if you can read between the lines. It reveals recurring patterns, the mistakes people make again and again, and the opportunities they miss.
If you look closely at the past, you begin to see patterns that lead to the future. It's not just gone, it tells you where to go and how to act so you don't keep making the same mistakes. But remember, the past is a tool, not a chain. Use lessons to build a strategy, not to suffer. A true Stoic takes experience, whatever, draws conclusions, and moves on with a clear head and a strong heart. No complaints, only action. Here's the hard thing for you, whatever. The past is gone, the future hasn't arrived yet, and all that's really yours is now. And it's here that you'll be determined whether you'll be free or a slave to your illusions. We often suffer not because of what's actually happening, but because the present doesn't match our expectations. The wrong job, the wrong people, the wrong results. We cling to what doesn't exist and ignore what does.
The Stoic sees it simply. Life gives you only a moment in which you can act. By living it fully, accepting it as it is, you gain power over yourself. Everything else is bullshit, illusions of control that don't exist. Appreciate the present. Nothing else is yours. Accept the moment as it comes. That's not a phrase for a motivational poster. It's a rigorous philosophical practice that separates the weak from the strong. You can't control events, but you can control your reaction. A blow of fate, a loss, a disappointment, all of that is just noise. What matters is how you react to it. A Stoic doesn't yell at the world, doesn't complain, doesn't dramatize. They breathe, evaluate, and act. They look at the problem head on and think, what can I do about this right now? Accepting the present means stopping being a puppet in the hands of circumstances. It gives you freedom, control, and inner peace. Everything else is a waste of time, energy, and nerves. Imagine a difficult childhood, the loss of close relationships, failed projects. It sounds like the end of the world, but Marcus Aurelius teaches us to look at things differently. Events in themselves aren't disasters. The disaster is when your reaction spirals out of control. You can cry, whine, and blame fate, or you can take the situation and turn it into character training. Every loss, every failure is a lesson, damn it, that makes you stronger. A Stoic doesn't say, pretend everything's okay. He says, take what life gives you and use it for growth. Suffering? Yes, it exists. But if you understand and manage it, it becomes fuel for your inner strength. The past shapes you only if you allow it,
And there's no complaining here, only your choice of how to react and how to move on, stronger and smarter. Life, damn it, operates according to its own laws, and resisting it is futile. Marcus Aurelius taught, don't fight nature, act with its rhythm.
The loss of a relationship. Yes, it hurts. But this is part of life, not your personal disaster. The Stoic sees this as an opportunity to realize that you don't control other people's actions, but you can control your thoughts, reactions, and growth. Emotions are not the enemy, but they are not the master either. Feeling sad, angry, or disappointed is normal, but don't let them destroy you. Accept the situation, learn the lessons, and rebuild yourself from within. Living in harmony with nature means moving with the flow, not against it. Maintaining an inner core despite external blows. Fuck, that's true strength. Being alive, feeling, learning, and being yourself. Accept the situation. It exists. You can't change it. Let go of complaining and suffering about what's beyond your control. Work with your emotions. Feeling anger, fear, or sadness, that's fine. But don't let these emotions rule your life. Rule them, not them rule you. Develop self-worth. Don't seek validation from others. Value yourself from within. Learn to rely on your own principles and virtues. Community and support. Feeling lonely? Find people who appreciate and support you. Even a Stoic isn't an island. Live in the present. Stop dwelling on the past and fearing the future. Do what you can realistically do now. Here's your guide. Focus on what's in your hands. Leave the rest to the world, and act like a person with a brain and a core, not like a puppet of fate, damn it. Listen, damn it, life doesn't have to be fair or convenient. Circumstances are chaos, events are random, people are unpredictable. And you know what distinguishes a Stoic in this context. They focus not on what happens, but on how they react. The world won't change because of your complaints, but you can change your attitude toward the world. A blow of fate? A loss? Problems at work? You can't stop it, but you can remain calm, act clearly, and maintain dignity. True strength isn't in controlling everything, but in keeping yourself in check when everything is going wrong. It's your reaction that determines whether you'll be a slave to circumstances or the master of your own life.
Stop waiting for the world to be perfect. Fuck it, it will never be. Start with what's truly within your control. Your thoughts, your actions, your habits. Don't look at others. Don't worry about the future. Don't dwell on the past. Look at what's right in front of you and just start doing it. A small step today is already a step forward. Persistence and consistency, that's what turns the weak into the strong. Motivation wavering? Who cares? Discipline keeps the ship on course, even when the wind and storm try to knock it off course. If you want to change your life, start with what you can control right now and continue step by step. Everything else is just noise. Here's an example of how Marcus Aurelius's philosophy really works. David was a young man, and his life was a minefield. Work was overwhelming, stress was off the charts, and motivation was almost non-existent. He started reading about Stoicism, about how Marcus Aurelius taught you to accept the present, manage your emotions, and focus on what's in your hands. And you know what happened? Life didn't become perfectly easy, but he became a different person. David learned to respond more calmly to pressure, to see what's important and what's just noise, and to stop wasting his nerves on things beyond his control. He began to appreciate the present moment, to work on himself, not on things that will never change. The result? His life became manageable, meaningful, and filled with inner peace. David realized that happiness and strength aren't found in what's around him, but in how he views it and how he acts. What's the matter? Marcus Aurelius's philosophy isn't an abstraction. It's a tool that actually changes people if you stop whining and start acting. So, what's the matter? Here's the gist. Life will be chaos. Events will fall upon you. People will do their own thing. And the world will continue on its own. But within you lies your power, your reaction, your core. Stoicism teaches you not to run away, not to complain, and not to try to control everything. It teaches you to accept the present, learn from the past, and not fear the future, managing what's truly in your hands.
Every moment is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and calmer. Every blow is an opportunity to build character. Every choice is an opportunity to leave the past and fears behind and act authentically. So, stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop being a puppet of circumstances. Take control of your life. Act, learn, grow, and live in the here and now. Stoicism isn't a philosophy for the bookshelf. It's an art of living that gives freedom, strength, and inner peace. Start with yourself, and everything else will follow.